aqua friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole and today we are going to paint this cute heart island. I apologize for the voiceover quality. I forgot to bring my mic and I am on vacation in Florida. So we are going to start by discussing the supplies. For the paper, I used Arches. I used bleed proof white for some of the foam. And for the island, I used sepia, hooker's green, permanent green, sap green, and leaf green. And also some neutral tint to get some of the dark tones. Now for the water itself, I'm using marine blue, Persian blue, and viridian hue. And for the sand, I am using raw sienna, burnt sienna, and quin scarlet. Now, to get some really cool texture for the foam in the ocean, I'm actually going to use wax as a resist. Now, the brushes, I'm using my black silver brushes. They're my favorite. Size 8, 6, and a 4. Starting off, I'm using my wax, and I'm holding it on an angle to get the toothiness of the paper. This will produce some really convincing waves. Starting off on the left-hand side with the colors of the sand. I am mixing the yellows with my quin scarlet and the burnt sienna. Now I am wetting the paper. Wet on wet around the heart-shaped island. Okay, so get your paper good and wet. The ocean's going to be painted wet on wet. And see how the paint just skips over that resist area? I just love this viridian hue. It is just such a beautiful jewel tone blue-green color. It is perfect for doing the ocean. With the Perusian blue mixed in with my marine blue, I am getting the darker tones. And notice I am going right along the border of the waves, which is going to produce this very soft shadow, very convincing. Okay, and then you just want to add some spots, some of the darker areas in the ocean from this aerial shot that we see in the reference photo. I'm adding the shadows and these darker tones along the island itself. Once that dries, we are going to start off with our island wet on wet as well. Coming in with some sepia to get the rocky, sandy border of this island. There is a lot of beautiful green foliage, and I am blotting up some of that sepia to make room for my very pretty sap greens and leaf greens that I'm applying wet on wet. And you just vary your colors of green as you go along, looking at your reference photo to get the main shapes of where all these brushes are. Coming in with some darker, brighter greens. This is like the hooker green. And I'm getting in those shadows with some of the neutral tint mixed with my green. Some of the darker brushes. Now I'm using my mini mop brush here. to soften up some of the foliage. With a damp script liner, I am making these controlled blooms. These are the roads that we see in the reference photo. Isn't that cool? Getting in some more of the sandy colors with my browns. So now my lines are going to be a little bit harsher, a little bit, your edges will be more defined as your paper's drying. And we're getting some added layers on here to make the island look more realistic. Okay, so this is also a tonal value changes as well. Getting a shadow in the water there. Going around the island, and I'm adding in those darker areas where I need to, fixing our tonal values. While it's still wet, adding in those darker greens. As we're building up our greens, that leaf sap green where our roads are is really looking nice. Very brilliant color against these shadowed areas. Do you guys have a favorite green? I do use my sap and leaf green a lot. I just love these colors. So you could add as much realism as you want to the island, or you could keep it all very soft. Either way, it's going to turn out very lovely. Now, I did add some gold that I have from Holbein on the seashore to give it a little bit of some sparkle. Coming in to enhance those areas where the waves are with my P.H. Martin's opaque white. Notice I am holding my brush on the side so that you get the toothiness of the paper, and you just drag that brush forward. You get some very lovely effects this way. Increasing the opacity where I feel you really need to show those rolling waves. So you use a very dry brush to get these effects. Just wipe off your brush on a piece of paper towel and just drag it across. Notice we have some great textures built up here. And I'm adding some more white, some areas where I really want those waves to show up. Again, that's a tonal value adjustment. So follow your reference photo and add in as much detail, as much realism as you want. And then sign your painting and you're done. Isn't this a cute little project? This would be so sweet hung in a bathroom. A cute little Caribbean island for you to have a glass of wine and soak in the tub and imagine you're on the beach. Thanks for your support and watching my video today. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys next week.